everyone, this is Monoxide, and with this new season comes new maps, and I will talk about them and why I really like them. This is all going to be from a Terran's perspective. So I think the general idea of what Blizzard was trying to do is, since they were trying to bring back mech, they brought back maps from the times where mech was resurging. So Heart of the Swarm maps, and I think that's super intelligent. Let's get right into this first one, Daybreak. Now, Daybreak is, I think, my favorite map that they added to this, because not only is it good for mech, it's going to open doors for them to try and figure out how it works, but it's also going to bring back Sky Terran, which has been absent throughout almost the entirety of Legacy of the Void. The reason why Sky Terran was a thing in Heart of the Swarm is because tanks were mobile. And because of the tank effect, there was no need to go into a Sky Terran anymore. However, here is not the case, and I'll explain why. So you can see that there are a couple of key points where you have to defend this mech, and it all revolves around, the area right under the middle base, over it, and in the middle. Basically, the end of those three paths. The thing is that mech, you would have to push really hard in a direction and then probably jab from the top or jab from the bottom, jab from the middle. But, however, what this is going to unlock in TvT is that instead of having one push throughout the middle and then jabs from the side, you'll be able to have air units to go between the middle and the top and between the middle and the bottom. So, it's kind of like playing rock, paper, scissors as to where you're pushing and where you're defending, but if you have Sky Terran, all of a sudden you can play rock, paper, scissors with two hands, controlling the middle and the bottom, or the middle and the top at the same time. So this is going to be really cool map to see how mech versus mech works, or just in general Sky Terran coming back. There's been a lot of Sky Terran games and Heart of the Swarm on this map in the past. Let's go on to Vani Research Station. So this map is, again, very good for mech, but it doesn't absolutely destroy bioplay either, because it's fairly wide open. The reason why I think it's really good for mech is that it's really straightforward. If you, no matter where you are on the map, at the bottom or the top, you can push up in a straight line towards your opponent, or straight down to your opponent. So there's not a lot of jabbing to do from the sides, sort of on Daybreak. Here it's pretty straightforward. You have to defend all across, and you just gotta push up, and it's sort of like this giant tug of war from the bottom to the top, or the top to the bottom. I feel like this map is gonna become the new Dusk Towers, with the backdoor base, a very nicely defendable thirds, fourths, fifth. I think this is a really good map to be back on. This map used to be ruined by Swarm Hosts, because Swarm Hosts you can just rally them down. They would hit something. But I think now mech games are going to be a lot more interesting on this map. This is going to play actually, before it used to be around here, around this high ground, pushing to the fourth and going here with your tanks and stuff. But I feel like now, most of the plays are going to be here, from going to the bottom, the backside here, or to go to the gold, or to go to the natural, or to go to the main, or to go this way and flank. I feel like this here is going to be much more important of an area when you're going to be playing bio or anything versus mech. Echo. Echo is going to be the ultimate mech on mech map. I think bio is going to be absolutely obsolete. If we recall the games of bio versus mech on this map, some of the only players that could play bio versus mech on this map was Maru. And even at that, it was when Innovation would mess up, or the mech players would mess up. It was also really hard for Terran to play against Protoss on this map, because Protoss was virtually unpenetrable on three bases. However, Legacy of the Void maps, Legacy of the Void in general makes you expand more, so we're going to see past that three base point fairly fast. But what I am excited about is going to be Terran mech versus Protoss. That's going to be very interesting on this map. I'm not gonna be a big fan of TvT mech versus mech unless it's Sky Terran, sort of like Daybreak style. That's gonna be super ground heavy. If anyone dares to play bio versus mech on this map, they will lose immediately. It's just too choky. I mean, like, you can break down here, but it's super easy to cover. High ground isn't too hard to do. It's very hard to go for flanks on this map as well. I think it's going to be a fantastic mech map. Overgrowth. This is the one I'm probably least excited about. This has been in the map pool so long, but it's not as magical as like King Sejong Station or Frost. This is going to be like the most standard cookie cutter map in the entire pool. I'm really not sure what's going to happen here on these types of maps. And quite frankly, I feel like it's going to be a little bit boring. It's going to be very straightforward. I think there might be some mech on here, but I think it's going to be relatively bio. Just because mech, if there was like some sort of a base here, then mech would be viable, but really this, and this, and at this point, there's a lot of jabs you can do, and here there's a lot of jabs you can do. So I think it's going to be a little bit more of a bio map. You can play mech, but I think bio will have a chance here, unlike Echo, where it's going to be absolutely obsolete. Habitation Station. This is awesome. This is basically the new Dawson Station. Odd how all stations are very weird maps. Not much to say about this map. I mean, this map has created some of the best games in history, such as I think it was TY versus Stork at one time. There was, of course, Scarlet versus Bomber. Some great stuff on this map. Very unorthodox. This might be the most vetoed map. I'm not sure yet, but it might be. I'm just generally excited. I think there's going to be a lot of innovative play on this map. Probably going to be a lot of, I don't know, Cyclone Hellions and general, maybe not bio play, but I think mech still has a chance here. But I think it's one of those maps where you can go for the sort of a little bit more of a Sky style. And of course this gold base going full Gangnam Terran. That's going to be cool. Fairly excited for this map as well. Newkirk Precinct. This is one of my favorite maps of all time. Host to one of the best games of all time. Innovation versus Tasia. A mech versus bio. And this is the one where it's going to be who is better at mech and who is better at bio. I don't think there's going to be much of a like map favored style to do on this map. There's enough space for you to go around and jab, just like there's enough space for you to do very solid tank pushes. Sky Terran's not out of the option. There's going to be surrounds. There's going to be everything. I think this is in my opinion one of the best maps I've seen. It's just so well designed, I feel. It's going to be great for Protoss. It's going to be great in TVT. I don't know the other matchups like PVZ. I don't know how it's going to look on this map, but in terms of anything Terran on this map, Terran versus Protoss, Terran versus Zerg, or Terran versus Terran, all those look very exciting on this map. You get a very nice layout, very nice expansion pattern, while at the same time maintaining a fairly aggressive game, but at the same time it's quite defensive. I think this is a fantastic map. I think they took this out of the map pool back when it was in the map pool. I think they took it out way too fast. It only lasted like a season or something. Whirlwind. This is the map where bio players can finally come back. Mech is going to be pretty difficult on this map. Vision wise is going to be pretty tough. There has been some pretty crazy mech games. There's been I recall there was a game with Dream where it was a literally split map. But I think here's going to be the real struggle for mech. This is the one map that bio players can still redeem themselves on, because there's so much like weird vision shit going on and jabs from the side, jabs from the north. I think this is going to be the return of bio. This is going to be either the most vetoed because mech players don't like it, or it's going to be the least vetoed because the bio players don't want to play bio. Generally, this map has created fantastic games as well. PVZs are fun on this map. TVTs are fun. TVPs are fun. There was some cool ZVZs back in the day as well. I think just this general pool, I feel like if I had to choose a map pool besides Overgrowth, I would probably choose these maps. Echo is still probably better than Coda back in the day. Vani Research Station is pretty damn good as well. If I had to choose Heart of the Swarm maps, it would probably be around these maps. I think Blizzard did a really fantastic choice. Instead of inventing new maps to try and make mech work, they took maps where mech was resurging in Heart of the Swarm, and they put it in the map pool. I think that's a fairly smart idea. Plus, you don't have to get used to all these new maps. You sort of already know them. So it makes for the huge learning curve that all the players have to do a lot easier. That's pretty much my thoughts on the maps. Thanks for listening.